if I said to you, you could buy an amazing performing driver for circa $300, just which one would you think? Today we're going to talk about the best performing driver, the best driver of 2024, potentially the best driver of 2025, and the most forgiving longest driver for £300. Hi everyone, my name is James Robinson. I know, right? The Ping G400, who remembers this? So guys, huge breaking news. Guys, you won't believe it. I got this with a graphite design Tor AD Di6X shaft in, and I think it looks the absolute bomb. I got it for £329.99 from our friends at Golfers for Cash. And guys, I think this could be the perfect driver for you. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Yeah, and I'm with you on that, James. I think when you're buying second-hand, it's really important you stick to certain brands, and we'll get a bit more into it. But
yeah, I mean, when we talk about tech in this club, so obviously we all know that Ping will have a new club coming in 2025. Will it be as good as the G400 was? Who knows? Because a lot of people did actually move back into the G400 from what, Gaz?
G410.
We didn't know that earlier, did we? Guys, we've already been in the studio with this driver, and I'll tell you now, it's kind of blown my mind a little bit. So spec-wise, it's 8.5 degrees of loft. It's obviously that ADDI 6X shaft. It's the LS Tech head, together with Vortec technology, and of course turbulators, dragonfly effect, and everything else that these clubs did feature. So guys, what should we have? Should we have a bit of a long drive? We're going to talk numbers, but we'll also have a bit of a long drive out here and see just if it is really worth the money. I'm going to let you go first.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm a big advocate of Ping, you know, in second-hand market.
Yeah.
It does hold its price well, and, you know, obviously people might be thinking, well, you know, £300 is still a lot of money, but it holds its price well for a big reason. It's just fantastic quality.
How do the caps hold the price for second-hand market?
Why do you want to buy it?
Do you get them cheap?
No, I've had this a long time, this cap.
Have you?
Yeah, just not worn it.
Play your best, mate.
I'm not usually that bad. I don't think it suits me.
I thought it was good. So the key here is I thought it was going to be the best driver for Gaz, and it might end up being the best for me. I'm not trying to stitch you up, mate. We all know it's a good driver.
To be fair, if you did buy this from Golfers for Cash, there's a return policy.
There is a return policy. What are your thoughts looking down it then? Because I'm not going to lie, I think it's too busy. I'm not a huge fan of this era of Ping at all, but I certainly think that with this shaft, how much would this have been brand new? Because you told me this over breakfast and I didn't realise.
You nearly spit your breakfast out, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
So the club would have been about £500. That shaft upgrade with Ping, because they don't do, you know, shaft upgrades are very expensive with Ping, would have been about 300. I reckon it'd been 800.
That's a ridiculous amount of money, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you snap up your first two left.
Right.
Come on, mate.
I think the swing weight's too light for me.
That could be it. That could be it.
Right, one more. Been hitting driver, all right.
There he is. Doesn't matter how you first two, well it does, but when you hit that one.
That's better.
Now, that's actually upset me a little bit, because that's going to properly take some beating, isn't it? I've only brought 2 balls with me. I didn't think we'd need 3, but I'll go with it. And the thing that I actually couldn't get my head around a little bit was how good this felt. And often I've never really been a fan of Ping drivers that much, primarily based on how they feel and how they sound. I mean, whoever had this before probably had no right having an 8.5 degree with the extra stiff graphite design shaft in it. I dare say this is a trade-in.
Yeah, potentially.
From some of the wear marks on it. Right, can we get anywhere near that shot?
You know what though, you know, new clubbing bag, I think this is perfect for people to see. You sometimes have to have a bit of patience, don't you?
Yeah, and I'm really disappointed in that, because I ripped this inside.
Yeah.
And I'm almost thinking now, is it, because some drivers are simulator drivers, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know, like when you get the shaft and the loft, it's not really a golf course thing because it's too hard to keep in play. There we go.
Yeah.
That might be up there with yours, you know. And that's the flight that I really, really like with this. It's like a low, boring, obviously it's 8.5 degrees, so it's not going to be a high launcher. Let's see if I can get one more out there. Then we're going to talk some numbers, guys, 'cause it's really interesting if you want value for money. Let's start it more central.
Sharp.
I'll be interested to see what the differences are in all those shots for the money. Let's get down there and see where they finish. But first, let's jump inside and see who can hit this the furthest. Right, so I've just got a normal driver out. It's actually a driver I brought for you to try. Look at that. Like bang in the middle. It feels easier. And the consistency here, because I'm not a driver kind of guy at the moment, I'm a 270.
I can tell with surprise on your face. I mean, you said, didn't you, like...
We've just been wheeling that round, and honestly, as soon as I put this in your hand, you won't believe it. Oh, that's the last one, but it's coming back. What's that carrying? Is there something in this, do you think?
I tell you what, there's one thing.
That's nearly 300 yards, that.
It's your confidence you're beaming with this driver.
Could it just be a good warm-up club? Oh, that's not the one. That's not the one. So put this in your hands now.
You're right. God, it makes it look like you've got a bus at the right and left at driver, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Which, you know, normally when I put my driver down, I'm a bit worried, you know, like...
Compared to that.
I'm nervous with a driver, but I'm putting it down now thinking, you know, I can't bloody miss. That's monster, that. I just feel like I can hit this ball as hard as I want.
Yeah.
There's just that much room at each side of the ball. I feel like I can't miss. I'm going to really hit this hard. I think that's gone to the moon. That's had it. I think it's just how I feel, do you know, over a driver.
Yeah.
Like I can hit it hard. Yeah.
Can I have another go? I feel like there's certainly. And it might, I don't know how long it takes to wear off.
Yeah.
That kind of confidence factor. So even that's a bit spinny and necky, but as a shot, like ball speed's 160, it's pitching 260, it's up at 270. Like really, what more, for me especially, what more do I want? Really...
I think it wears off overnight though. I think you have to warm up with it every time.
That's the one. You're not getting past that.
We soon get used to
Watch
stuff.
this. Go on.
It's a knuckleball.
Go on! Go on! But it's in the middle.
Yeah.
I think it wears off like third hole. That's what I'm worried about. Never mind overnight.
We need to get out there quick and play.
Gotta be. Go on. Go on. Go on. I could stand here doing this all day now. Gotta be 300, is it?
A bad strike with a Maisel is a perfect strike with a normal driver.
Please! Oh. One more. I'm not leaving till we get 300. It's there.
Oh, it's got to be.
No. But I'm so surprised with the consistency of ball flights because the strikes aren't very good.
You've definitely put distance on, mate. You're touching on 300 yards every time.
Massive honour.
I think you're just committing to the driver more.
Gotta be. Gotta be. Got to be.
It is, because at Carry, it has to.
301.5. Have a bit of that. Right, guys, I think this is the driver for you. We've seen what I can do with it. Come on.
Right.
Ooh.
It's got a bit more in me, I think.
But you think of the price of that. So obviously it's an old school head, isn't it?
Yeah.
But the price, obviously, with that graphite design shaft, I really don't think that's a bad price at all. with a decent ping head, and of course that upcharged shaft.
I think considering, you know, these heads are very, very good. A lot of people who sort of got rid of the G400s and upgraded actually...
Bought them back, didn't they? I remember,
They did, they bought them back, yeah.
What was after the 400, the 410? Black and red one?
Yeah. 425, were it?
410, I think.
Oh, yeah, you're right, yeah, it were. Oh, that's gone. That's rocketed. Carry. Oh, it's coming out a bit soft.
20 yard behind me, mate.
I know, mate, I'm getting old. Oh, it were a bit, not a great strike.
Just telly, weren't it?
Yeah.
Come on, you've got more.
One more then.
Not doing what else today, are we?
No. I mean, it's straight down stripe. It's just landed soft. I just haven't got it anymore.
Cute. So interesting numbers there inside, and probably suited me a little bit more than it suited you. And I can't really get my head around that, because as soon as I saw this at Golf Club Sir Cash, I thought, that's got Gary Martin's name all over it.
Do you know what I think it is? Swing weight for ping drivers are a little bit lighter.
Yeah.
About D3, D2. I'm used to a D7 now, and it does make a hell of a difference.
Yeah, that shaft probably a little bit stiff for me, to be totally honest. And I think we tested this driver after swinging quite a lot of shots in the studio, and I think you've always got to take that into account as well. If you are going for a club fitting especially, think how many shots you've hit before, because obviously if you're on the first tee,
yeah,
sometimes it's no good for you, is it? Are we thinking...
Do you know what? I didn't realise we were upon that.
Now, in fairness to you guys, I've got one of my shots here, left-hand side of the fairway, and one of them a little bit further down, but down the right. Your third one is miles up there, right down the middle of the fairway.
I think I just need to get used to hitting up on the ball a bit with that driver.
Yeah.
You know, it needs a bit of help, doesn't it?
It's an interesting one. With it being 8.5 degrees, not many people would get fitted or go and get an 8.5, not 18.5. Not many people would go and get an 8.5 degree driver anymore. Let's jump on another hole. Let's see if we can really get this working. Could it be just that you needed a bit more of a warm-up?
I think so, yeah. I think a feel for club, a few strikes for it, and yeah.
Funny, because if you could have a club where you're properly loose, you're warm, the weather's warm, it's like -2 here today, is that the club for you, or is the club for you the club you can just get out of the car, first tee, hit it and go?
I think that probably is the club for you.
Right, guys, I was just saying that how much has ping technology moved on, and realistically, guys, I sort of see what you mean, but also I think it has moved on. So we have a carbon crown now on the G430. Obviously, we have movable weights as well in some of the G430s. This is the LS Tech version, so it's a low spin model. They also now feature a forged face, which is designed to help you maintain a little bit more ball speed as well. I'll let you go again.
I mean, my only point is if you put 5 drivers down on the floor, ping, and you didn't know what was underneath them,
yeah,
there's no big household changes, is there? Like with some drivers, you could say, right, that's the Sim 2, that's the Stealth, that's the IQ10. You know, they make a lot of changes. I'm not sure.
I certainly think that when it comes to ping especially, and that driver,
yeah,
you rock up on the first tee, maybe in a match against someone, and they pull that driver out, you think, oh, he's a player.
Yeah.
Whereas some older drivers, not necessarily would be the case, would it?
No, I think you're right. Obviously with orange sort of shaft, people know Tiger uses this, didn't they?
Yeah.
And a few of the good golfers. Right, I've got that one shot to replicate. Better.
It's long, is it over? Is it over?
It's coming though, timing's coming with it.
Ooh. And the thing is, it's like, literally, this is probably one of the hardest drivers to hit ever, but for you, I feel like it's worth it when you get it.
Yeah.
But the bad shots are that bad, it's almost, you can see why it probably keeps getting traded in. Because the idea of it's fantastic. How do you feel about the grip? Because when you buy a second-hand golf, the grip's really important, and you might be a sucker for thinking this is a really good, new, good quality grip.
Yeah.
But for me, is it a mid-size?
It's mid-size, yeah.
There. And I think for me, it just feels a little bit too thick in the hands as well. So you've got to be aware of that when you're spending a bit of money second hand.
No, for me, to be fair, I think it's still got plenty of life left.
Would you have mid-size anyway?
Yeah, I would, yeah. So I can't really blame that. And, you know, whether or not this is the right spec, you know, we could argue. But I think in terms of the club, it's fantastic. Maybe not the right one for me. That's the one.
Yeah, that's the one that's well worth it. just up the right hand
If any of
side.
you guys watch my channel, will know when I'm playing well with a driver, I waggle the golf club. So I can feel the weight at the bottom, and I've purposely made myself waggle that, even though I didn't want to.
Yeah,
I didn't want to because the weight's not here, the weight's more up here,
yeah.
and that's, you know, thrown me a little bit. But if I actually get my waggle with it
Get your waggle back.
and feel the head, it sounds silly, but then I hit the driver better.
How do you feel like this, if I take that horrible bit of mud off it, how do you feel like this looks compared to maybe the newer ping stuff like the G430, for example?
I mean, obviously we're in industry, so I could tell you what's the latest model, but looks-wise to me, it looks fantastic still.
Yeah, I quite like that. I think the G400 was a really, really good range, wasn't it? I'll pass you that and I'll see if I can knock it past you potentially.
There'll be people who still use these, who still got these in bag.
Does Lee Westwood not still use this, or has he moved on? I don't think he used G410 for long, did he? I think he jumped back
No.
into this.
But I bet they've been for fittings on newer stuff and not found any improvement.
Yeah, that could be the case in any brand though, I think, couldn't it?
Yeah.
This is it, this is the one. See, I love that as a shape. And I think that's the shape which on the simulator was going a long way.
Yeah.
Just that little kind of knuckleball fade. Still launching quite nicely to say it is 8.5 degrees of loft. I've not got any more balls. I think 1 for 1. Should we go down and see who's won?
Let's go have a look.
He's left his tee in the ground. You can tell he's full time now. Not paying for stuff.
What tee were it? Oh, that's nice. I don't know where that's come from. I've definitely stole that off someone.
Do you sometimes feel like a deal can be too good to be true?
Certainly if you're buying online on internet, on eBay, on places like that, but probably not so much from like a reputable, you know, second-hand club seller.
Yeah.
I
I just feel like this, I'm going to get out again, potentially could like look like the holy grail for so many people. Low spin head, but it's ping, so it's still going to be fairly forgiving. Obviously it's got that upcharge exotic shafting, which so many people do desire to play, don't they? Whereas, do you have to be just a bit better than maybe we are consistency-wise to be able to play it?
No, I don't think so. I think it just, you know, we're judging ourselves off it in a few balls. I think longer time testing, it's something we could get used to. And
Yeah, I mean, only the big boys hit it 300 yards though, don't they?
all right, well, maybe it ain't as far as you like, but you know.
Mine's in the middle of the fairway there, which I'm quite pleased with actually. Oh, I've done you. I've done you,
What
there
do
we
you mean
are.
you've done me?
I've
Let's,
done you.
let's find mine.
It's here,
Where's mine?
here.
Oh, that's mine?
Of course it is.
Are you sure?
Well, what else is it going to
I
be?
thought I hit mine straight down the middle.
I can show you the replay if you want. Your other one's in there.
I know that one's in there.
Are you pacing it out?
Are you sure that's yours?
100%. They're both seed balls because you stole mine.
I want to see it replay.
VAR on screen now.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's the one that's well worth it. Just up the right hand
If any of you
side.
guys watch my channel, will know when I'm playing well with a driver, I waggle the golf club.
See, I love that as a shape. Where are you going?
Did you hit two, didn't you?
No, I only hit one.
All right, you've won.
We just discuss how many balls you've deposited into that lake there.
It's had 3 of my balls that late in 2 holes.
5 shots. Actually, yeah, no, one of them were my ball, isn't it?
I need to start bringing some late balls out with me.
Should we talk elephant in the room?
Go on then, what's that?
Because there's a reason why I think I hit this driver so well inside. And it's a little bit ridiculous,
Yeah.
and it's a little bit little. There's a full video coming with that, but we had a warm-up with this, didn't we?
Yeah.
And this is actually the world's smallest driver. You can see that if you compare that with the ping, yeah, a little bit of a difference
Bit of
there.
a
So
difference.
full video coming out. We're gonna have a bit of fun with this and have a match with it. So for now, we're one apiece with the long drives.
Yeah, this is it then.
This is it. I mean, because saying that, does indoor count?
No,
Well, there's a 20-yard difference. It
it don't count.
does not count.
No.
Just a totally pointless exercise.
And the waggle is back. We've got the waggle back.
Using my ball now, ladies and gents,
A
just
dog
so
with
that
a waggly
we're all
tail.
aware. Robinson's ball, stolen tee.
Yeah, I don't own any of this. Oh, it's gone left again.
But you see, this is the one where if you can't rely on it under pressure, because you're never going to be under more pressure than that moment right there, are you?
I've had 100 drivers like this before.
Yeah, like promise the world and
Yeah.
then just
Them that you're sort of
High
like
and dry.
self-fit for, you like look at them on shelf and you think, oh, that's perfect for me. But,
Right, so just hit the fairway then, yeah?
All right, all right.
But I must admit, if I'd have bought this to use, I do think it'd be going back primarily just on the basis of probably not forgiving enough.
But at least you wouldn't have lost any money.
Yeah, like you said, you can try them and then send them back. So as long as you don't kind of batter them or anything like that, at least you haven't skied it.
I didn't want a new driver anyway.
You always want a new driver. Right. So even here I feel the pressure.
Yeah,
I feel like I've hit this a lot better when I've just accepted I'm going to hit that big, high, nice fade.
Yeah.
I think when I've tried to turn it over like I did on the first hole of the video, it's gone terribly. But guys, that's another victory on the channel over Mr. Martin.
Are you
so
taking that as a victory?
oh, it's not a loss, is it?
Oh, come
Long
on.
drive. Cheers, mate. What a lovely driver.
Get lost.
See you, mate. See ya.
Come on, I want to play golf.